Andrew. Thanks, Representative Talarico, for taking time out of your busy schedule. Thanks, Hilda. Thanks, MJ. Thanks, Kim. Thank you all. I want to recognize one more former elected official who came in, former City Council member Carlos Salinas. No matter what your politics, no matter who you vote for, you have to agree with me that our nation is not living up to its promise and its potential. In fact, our politics is broken. And what's broken can't be fixed from the top down, can't be fixed in Washington. It's going to be fixed from the bottom up by regular people like you and me, engaging in our community and being good neighbors. And that's why a little over a year ago, I decided to run for local office. And though I came up short in that race for county judge, I wasn't discouraged, I wasn't deterred. And I picked myself up and kept going. And that's how we're going to fix our politics. That's how we're going to save our nation, is to get back up, try again. And so that's why I'm so happy that you are here with me, Wendy and me, tonight in our home, where I'm officially announcing my run for Round Rock City Council Place 2. It was a warm June day, bright sunshine, and we rolled up to 1701 Rusty Nail Loop, and it felt like the first day of the rest of our lives. It was our first home. It was a tiny house with a patch of grass in the backyard. Wendy did her makeover magic on it, and it was our castle. We didn't know anybody, but 3 doors down, there was another young family with 2 boys the age of our little girls. And later that fall, we walked Reagan down to her first day of kindergarten at Old Town Elementary. I was finishing grad school at the time, and so I would go down to the library or to Sarah Dora's coffee shop to try to find a place to concentrate. Soon I found a job at UT, and Wendy drove me down to HEB in Pflugerville so I could catch a bus to Austin. And that's our story. But every day, new people move to Round Rock, and every story is different. Different backgrounds, different reasons for moving, different stages in life. But when it comes down to it, whether your family has lived here for generations or you just turned in the keys to the U-Haul, we all really want the same things. We want safe neighborhoods, we want a comfortable home that we can afford, we want strong schools, we want good jobs, we want a sense of community that we can be proud of. And that's why I'm running for Round Rock City Council, because I want to ensure that every family who calls Round Rock home can enjoy the quality of life that Round Rock is so famous for. And so I'm going to listen to families. I'm going to listen to real people. And so tonight I'm pledging that when I'm elected, I'm going to have regular meetings where the public can come meet with me, at least monthly, where the public can come, coffee or whatever. I'm not going to broadcast it or record it, but just face to face. And I'm going to be your representative. Round Rock is set to double in its population in the coming decades. We're part of one of the fastest growing metropolitan areas in the nation. We need to continue to support our public service professionals. We need to make sure our first responders are trained for every situation, including mental health emergencies. We need to stay ahead of our growth when it comes to traffic, and we need to consider innovative solutions to improve how we move around the city and throughout the region. And it's great that we can boast of being the sports capital of Texas, but I also think that Round Rock can aspire to be an arts and cultural capital for our state. But there's another big challenge facing all of us, and so far Round Rock has been very silent on the issue, and that is the fight against climate change. In the coming weeks, I'm going to put some more meat on the bones, but I want to give you a high-level outline of what I intend to make my number one priority when I'm on City Council. First, Round Rock needs to do a greenhouse gas inventory so that we can get a baseline. What is our carbon footprint? We don't even know what that is. And then we need to establish goals and timelines to reduce that footprint. And we need to do this on 2 tracks. One is on the city proper, and the other is the wider community of Round Rock. The first track is the things that the city controls, the city fleet, city facilities, and how those things are powered. The second one is the wider community of Round Rock. The city needs to provide infrastructure and opportunities for businesses and residents, for all of us to join in that effort in a practical way. The city, we need to expand our mass transit options, especially for the tens of thousands of us, not just in Round Rock, but in the rest of the county, who commute to Austin every day. And the city needs to establish education programs to help businesses and help residents figure out what your own carbon footprint is and how you can reduce it, and be rewarded and be recognized for making progress in that. Now you might be asking, why is this a city issue? Why are you making it such a big deal? And the reason is because greenhouse gases are mostly produced in cities. And that's where people live and work and move around. And furthermore, this is where the effects of climate change are going to be felt most keenly, not just through extreme weather events, but by the economic burden that climate change is going to bring with it. And so in the absence of action in Washington, cities across the country have stepped up to join in this fight. Here in Round Rock, we're right in between Georgetown and Austin, not just geographically, but politically. Conservative Georgetown to the north, liberal Austin to the south. Round Rock is right in the middle. Both of these cities are taking active measures to participate in the clean energy economy and policies. Round Rock needs to be right there with them. In fact, we should be leading. And so we need to work not only to preserve the quality of life we enjoy and make sure it applies to every family in Round Rock, but we need to work for the future of our children and grandchildren by engaging in this critical battle for the only home that any of us will ever know. So Wendy and I moved here. We moved here to raise a family. And 16 years later, Reagan is in college. Jordan's just about ready to graduate from high school. And Wendy's become an entrepreneur. She's a small business owner. And I'm still taking a bus to that job down in Austin. And that family 3 doors down, they're still one of our closest friends, and they're here together with you, who all represent the hundreds of friends we've made and cherished over the past 16 years. And I'm so thankful that you're here. Now let's work together to write the next chapter in Round Rock's history.